All right, folks, let's talk about the glass lids on your aquarium. Have you been neglecting your glass lids? So I have. So I just took and I cleaned this lid and this lid. I know it's kind of RC with all the lights and everything in the way, but I used a razor blade to scrape all the hard scale off of it and everything else. So over here on my third lid, I can't clean it right now because at the moment I've got some brine shrimp cooking in there. But let's slide over to this one and I'll show you how dirty it is. So as you can see, it's pretty filthy. And the more you go look at it, and let's go to the next one. See the difference? That one's been scraped and cleaned. This one hasn't. So, have you been neglecting your glass lids like I have? You know, I do maintenance on this. We worry about the water. We worry about our fish. We do all this and that, but do we take care of our lids like we should? Alrighty, folks. So I pulled the last glass lid off my aquarium. I finished the other day with the brine shrimp hatch. So now I'm going to clean this last lid that in the previous part of the video you saw that was dirty. So what are the tools that I use to clean them? So number one, razor blade. It scrapes all that crud and stuff right off, and then also I have a little sponge that I use with a little bit of water to get the rest off. So let's get to it. Let's take care of cleaning this lid. All right, so you can see the lid now. Turn the light on, make it a little bit brighter. But I'm just going to take this razor blade and I'm just going to scrape the gunk. Take the blade all to one end. And same here. Same here. I know this might even be boring. But, you know, by cleaning your lids like this, it does help your light penetrate better. You know, especially if you had a planted tank. This tank isn't planted, so it's really not a big deal because there's no plants in there to worry about. But you hear how nasty that stuff is and hard it is to scrape it off. And this is because I neglect doing it. That's all it is, you know. I've had this 180-gallon tank going on 4 years now, and this is about the third time I've ever cleaned it. I'm a lazy booger, ain't I? But anyway, you know, you need to do this from time to time. I'm not saying you got to do it every time you do a water change or you do maintenance or whatever, but you do need to do it. You know, especially if you have a planted tank, you know, you really want to make sure your lids are clean so your light gets down there to where it needs to go. So let me rinse that off real quick. It's pretty nasty. So then I just take my sponge and I wet it here in the sink. And then all I do is just wash it off. You can see it's pretty nasty. Oops. Now, one thing I do take careful with is, you know, because you have plastic, hinges here, and then you have the plastic back. You know, you can scrape the hinges with a razor blade, but I don't like to do that for the simple fact these hinges, they get wore out, and over time they eventually break and you got to replace them. But luckily for me, you know, basically all I do is these lids, the front part that you see flopping here, it's normally open anyway. I don't keep the tank lids closed until the winter time, because in the summertime my tank gets very warm with those lids open or closed, so I don't do that. And I clean the plastic a little bit with my little spongy thingy here. And then I flip it up, and I can see I still have a couple of spots with some hard to get off stuff. So I just get the blade on there. Excuse me. Again, and finish wiping that off. And then we can go to this top side, which basically all it has is dust, you know, dust and dirt. So there you have it, folks. And the next thing I do is I just wipe it off with a paper towel, and then we'll put it back and put it back on the tank, and then we'll go from there. So hang tight. So now there's all the lids clean. We've got that lid cleaned. Those lids are all clean now. And then now with the clean lids, you notice I get the shimmer. The water shimmering from the wave in the water. With all that stuff that was on there, the crud before, I didn't have the shimmer, but I got it back now. So basically, folks, don't neglect your lids. It does make an improvement on your tank. Anyway, hope you liked it. Share it, subscribe. Have a great day. Thank you.